Hi, everyone. Really happy to have you here. My name is Jumana Salim, and I run the UAE side of the Endless Studios work that we're doing in the UAE for the first time this summer. We have around 400 students signed up to participate in the summer program. We're really proud of that. Let me tell you a little bit about Endless Studios, and then I'll dig into the program a little bit more. So, Endless Studios was born out of a couple of really awesome companies and founders that came together and talked about how do we kind of keep building the pipeline of really good game makers so that we can keep coming up with really good games. And the way that these founders think is very unique because they are interested in building games that kind of reflect heritage and language and are representing cultures that don't necessarily have representation in mainstream games. So you could take a look at some of our websites, some of the games that we've developed in the past. Obviously, take a look at endlessstudios.com. Take a look at elinemedia.com, where you'll see some of the games, some of the award-winning games that we've done along those lines that I just described. Take a look at Endless Network as well, so that you get a feel for kind of the ecosystem from which we emerged and created Endless Studios. Now I want to jump into a little bit how we started out in the UAE. So in March, we put out a request for proposal. And what that is basically an application to university students in the UAE. And it was a pretty rigorous application, I would say, similar to applications or RFPs that we would generally be responding to in the professional world. And we looked out for student teams that would be able to form mini game studios. So come to us, form teams and come to us with a proposal where you'd be able to come up with a robust, pretty cool idea for a game that is fun, that represents the UAE culture, language, heritage in some way, and that has an organized plan. And we got a lot of applications from students from all kinds of universities across the country, and we chose four of these teams. You met already today two of those teams, Hala Justice, and you also met Ghurub. So they're pretty different themes. One is a platformer game, and one is a horror genre game. And then next week we're going to introduce the other two teams. And the idea here is that you're going to be involved in all kinds of the game design process, right? So we want what we're doing now is involving high school students, fresh graduates, even first year students in some cases this summer to support those teams in different types of ways. So what you'll see today is basically how you can get on our platform and engage with those teams in different ways, take on some tasks, whether it's going to be sound related, making some music for the game, level design, character design, coding, all sorts of things. We did send you guys an email a few days ago with some of the details, sort of the mechanics of how to sign up for the program and all of that. And I'll walk you through that. But first, I just want to make sure to emphasize something that's really important and a little bit different about this summer program is that you can participate, as much or as little as you want. It's a very self-driven program. We're looking out for students that are pretty self-motivated, that really want to make it and in the game industry and are interested in our mission as well of making games that are culturally relevant and authentic. So we're not going to be kind of, we're not your teachers. We're here to support, to mentor, to give you access to folks from the industry, pros, and to give you access to be able to actually work on these real life games as well. So it's really up to you how much you participate, how many tasks you take on, whether, and we don't mind. You can do all coding tasks, you can do all music tasks, you can do all art tasks, whichever it is you want, or you may mix and match to see kind of like where your passion lies, whether it's storytelling or etc. And that may be, or you may already know that anyway, and you just pick up those tasks. Now, the mechanics I wanted to talk to you guys about that I think are pretty important is, and those were in the email, but I just want to reiterate them. It's really, really important. Register on the platform. So today's stream is about how you can go through the Endless Studios platform, and Cory, our colleague, is going to show you exactly the step by step of that. But you have to be registered on the platform to be able to pick up the tasks and participate. The second thing is join our Discord. In our Discord, you'll find a schedule, you'll find the all the support that you need, you'll find the announcements for the upcoming streams. We're streaming every single day, every single weekday this summer. So there's a lot you can be doing. There's a lot you can be participating in. So Discord, you'll be able to get support. Platform, you'll be able to get the tasks and a lot of information as well. And then also you have to subscribe obviously to our YouTube channel so that you can actually access the streams. And then for troubleshooting stuff, like, I'm logged out of my account, blah, blah, any troubleshooting stuff, please use support@endlessstudios.com email as well. You could also use Discord. We're cool. We're not very, very formal about this stuff, but please do those 4 things. Register on the platform, join our Discord, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and take note of the support email as well. So those are the 4 things. And then I'm going to hand over to Cory really soon, but really the philosophy here is self-driven. We want you guys to show us how much you want to do, and to get really, really engaged in the tasks and the games that you're interested in, and to always give us feedback on those different channels that I just mentioned. We're super excited to have you. Super, super excited to have this many students engaged with us in the initial rollout in the United Arab Emirates, and hopefully this will be the program where we are able to kind of give access to other students, a wider number of students, both in the UAE and in the region as well. So I'm going to hand over to Cory. Cory is going to do the walkthrough of the actual platform. Cory is a cornerstone, I would say, of our learning services team. He's got a deep, deep knowledge of game design and all the different types of tasks that come in game design, whether it's coding, storytelling. You can check him out online. He's done some awesome work with students before. So we're really lucky to have him. And I think it's really fitting that that you guys get to meet him early on in the program. So yeah, again, I'm going to give it over to Cory just to close up my piece. I'm Jumana. I'm your UAE. I'm the Endless Studios UAE person. So, at the end of this program, we do have an awards ceremony in the UAE where a bunch of our team from the US will also be with us there. So hopefully we get to meet you guys in person at the end of that. But for now, I will hand over to Cory for a spin of the Endless Studios platform.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much for the introduction, Jumana. And like she said, I'm Cory. I'm a game designer, and I'm here to help you guys learn all about the game development process. And right now, I'm going to walk you guys through the Endless Studios web platform. So we'll transition over to my screen share. I have opened the Endless Studios webpage. This is endlessstudios.com or about.endlessstudios.com. This is where it will redirect you to this main page before you've logged in. So where you can go is in the upper right here. It'll say login. And once you click that, you can log into your account using the credentials that you set up. So my username and my password. And we'll go sign in. And this will take us to the dashboard. So this is the web portal. We've got a bunch of stuff to look at here. On the left, we'll always have this sidebar, which has our menu of where we can navigate in the platform. So the dashboard is this main page where if you have tasks that you've taken on for some of the projects, it will show you which tasks you're currently working on. It'll also show you your mentors, your activity this week, and you'll have a little notifications thing right here. If you have anything to let you know if there's been an update on one of the projects you're working on, if an instructor has given you feedback on something that you submitted, that's where it will show up. And you can also see at the bottom here, upcoming events. So you can follow projects to get events specific to those projects, and stuff that's coming up in your calendar, like our YouTube live streams that we're doing, these will show up down here. So if we head back to the sidebar here, we can take a look at the projects. And right now we've got our first two projects that launched, Hall of Justice and Algoroob, which you guys have already seen today. Pretty awesome stuff. So if we want to learn more details about a project, we can click on it, and that will take us to the project page. So this is where we have an overview of what this project is about, what our genre is, a little bit about the game's story, and our goals for this project. We can also see the streaming schedule, so you know when you can find stuff on the YouTube channel, which again, remember to go there and subscribe and make sure you get notifications for when we're doing our live streams. We do have pretty frequent streams and different schedules for each of the projects. And so we can learn about what the goals are for this summer specifically, where we're aiming to get, and ways that you can contribute. We also have links to any documentation for the project. So for Hall of Justice, we have a game design document that you can take a look at. That's a really good place to get familiar with what this project is aiming to do and some of the areas that they're looking to develop this summer. We also have the required tools and what engine we're using. So Hall of Justice is using Unity. And if you're really interested, this is definitely not a requirement, but if you're really into like coding and you want to look at the project hands-on, you can go to the project repository and download a copy of it for yourself. And that way you can get into Unity and look at the code and look at the actual way that the levels are set up. And you can mess around in there if you would like to. We have documentation to support you on how to do that. And if we scroll back up, we can take a look at the project stats here. So this will show you like how many people are working on it, what the current sprint is. And so sprints are kind of like a unit of time that we use to measure how far along the process of developing the game we are. And each sprint will have in it a number of tasks, things that we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish. You can think of it kind of like a set of weeks where we're doing these tasks to get to a milestone. And then we also can see just an overview of the recent activity. So you can see if a project is really active and if there's lots of people participating. So up here, I want to draw attention to these. If you click follow, you will now get notifications for the events related to this project. And if you click collaborate, now I am officially a member and I'm collaborating on this project. So you will see me here in the collaborators for Hall of Justice. Next, we have the news tab. So this is where if there's updates on the project, we can publish news and you can see what will eventually be like a timeline of updates. And next to that, we've got tasks. And this is where your contributions come into the picture. So we can see a list of stuff that you can choose to participate in to help develop this game. So there's all kinds of stuff. No matter what you're interested in the field of game development, there's all kinds of stuff for you to participate in. And you can pick and choose what stuff you want to do and what you don't. So we have art tasks, we have level design, we have music curation and creation, and we have stuff that even if you feel like you're not very technically inclined yet, you don't know how to use tools like Unity, and you're not really sure about level design, we have stuff that anybody can do that is still useful to the game design process. So like finding and analyzing games that are similar to this one and talking about their game mechanics, and also playtesting, which is super, super vital to game design. Definitely do that. We're going to need as many playtests as we can get. So all of these things, we can just pick and choose what we want to do. So let's click, for example, on the playtesting task. And when you click on these, we'll get an overview with just like a really short description, a summary of the required skills. And if you want to know more, you can click View More to open this and learn more. So this is a more detailed description of the project and this task specifically, what you're going to be doing for this playtesting task. And then for all these tasks, we have steps to complete. This will tell you exactly what you need to do in order to participate and what you need to submit to finish this task. So for this one, you're going to have to download the most recent build of the game. And if you're not sure how to playtest, you've never done it before, or you want some pointers on what we're looking for with these playtests, you can watch this video, which is in the Learning Resources section, and then play the game, do your playtest, and open this playtest feedback survey and fill that out. And then once you return here, you can say that you've done this task. So when you want to participate in a task, you say, okay, I like this one. I want to do this. Click this Do This Task button up in the upper right. And now, if I head back to my dashboard, here's that task. So when I come back to the dashboard, I can see what I'm working on. I can click on here, and I can see any progress. So I don't have any progress because I just took this, but if I were going to update it, I can select from the drop-down here, and I can say it's in progress. I'm working on it right now. Doing this play test. Add a description of what you're doing. You can also submit for completion. And for some of the tasks, we want you to upload something. So for example, for the 2D paper-based level design task, we want you to draw a level and then upload that drawing. So here's where you can put the links to your files. And then you can submit. And then it'll say, okay, cool. You are now in progress doing this playtest. And by default, you only have one task slot, so we want you to focus on one thing at a time. But as you submit tasks, as you get feedback, you'll be able to do more and more stuff. And I just want to emphasize that for whatever you participate in this project, no matter what you do, you're going to be getting feedback from game industry professionals. We have a whole team of folks here, myself included, who are in the game design industry, and we're going to be giving feedback on anything that you submit here. So this is a really great way to see what it's actually like to develop a game, and then get information and feedback from people who do it for a living. And you can kind of see what it would be like if you were to get into that as a career. No matter if you're like really interested or you're just not sure, you're a little bit curious about what it's like to design games, everybody is welcome here, and we're super excited to get you going. So let me go back to this project page for Hall of Justice. So we've seen the tasks. And you can take a look at any of the other ones. You can look at their information, even if you're not doing this task. And now that we've seen all of the tasks, we can sort this by my tasks. So some of the stuff here might not be populated yet. And this web portal is going to be updated over time. So we'll be rolling out new features and stuff, and we'll let you guys know about all of that. Again, the Discord is a great place to be to get that information. And we can also see tasks that are done eventually once we have more contributions coming in. So the next tab on a project page is events. And this is a really handy place to see what the live stream schedule is going to be like and what the next events and things that we're going to be running are and when. So for this one, like Meet the Team, that's tomorrow. And you can see what the description of this event is and where to find it. It's on YouTube, and you can see the exact time as well. You can also hit join, and I believe that will subscribe me to getting notifications on this portal about that event. So then you can go to the FAQ if you have questions. This is where you find answers to common things. Pretty straightforward there. Let's see. You can also, if you're sure you don't want to work on something anymore, you have this abandoned project option. So you can click on that and it will make you not a member anymore. But I want to be a member of this, so I'm going back. And then that's pretty much all you will find on a project page. Again, we have that for, let's see. I guess here we go, recommended. Al-Ghurub as well. So all of that information that I just showed you about Hall of Justice, you can find the same thing for Al-Ghurub if you want to contribute to that project as well. So I'm going to also follow and collaborate with this one. Finally, I will show you the other things that we can find on this sidebar menu. We have your profile. So this is where you can customize, add more information about yourself. If you are specifically in one field of interest, like I'm really interested in programming, or I really want to do game design and maybe level design kind of stuff, you can add that kind of about you interests stuff here. You can change your picture, you can change your header as well. And we have here a set of skills. So the skills that we have in this platform are art, design, engineering, and sound. And as you contribute to tasks and you submit your finished tasks, the mentors will give you feedback on that task, and your skills here will update. So if you start doing design stuff, you'll get better and better at design, and that will reflect in here. And you'll be able to see kind of like your stats, like you're an RPG character, of what skills you're getting good at and what you've done a lot of. You can also see your projects in this profile page. And you can look at other users. If you've got a friend who is also doing these projects, you can check out their stats and their projects that they've been working on. And finally, we have support. So this button will send you directly to the support@endlessstudios.com email. And that's a really great place to ask questions if you're getting stuck or if you need help with something, if you're having issues like you can't log in. That is where you want to send those. And also, as Jumana was saying, you can go into our Discord as well. We're more than happy to help you in there. And we even have like a support bot that you can use to get the specific kind of help that you need. I think that is pretty much all. The platform is pretty straightforward to use. You've seen it's pretty like simple, easy to look at. You can figure out what you're doing. But if you do have, if you need help figuring stuff out, again, feel free to email support@endlessstudios.com or join us in Discord and ask questions there. And as I said, we're going to be continuously updating this platform with more tasks, more features, more projects. We're going to introduce our other two main projects for this summer next week. So stay tuned for that. Look forward to that. And I'm really excited to have you guys contributing in this awesome Endless Studio. It's a really exciting opportunity to introduce all of you to game development and to just collaborate in this really huge learning experience. So happy to have you guys here. So I think that is pretty much all for the platform. Yeah, so we can do a Q&A for a little bit if there's questions. I'm going to ask my producer Anthony for help here with seeing if there's any questions for us. Yeah. Okay, so Anthony's just told me that we've had someone asking about using Unity on an iPad. I think it's doable. I think I have seen somebody do that. But generally, it's going to be a much better setup if you have a PC with Unity installed and mouse and keyboard set up on there. There's a lot of messing with fields and typing stuff in, and a lot of hotkeys that are a lot easier to use on PC. I can't say I would recommend using it on iPad, but if that's your only option, you might be able to. And again, you don't need to be in the game engine itself to work on these projects. In fact, most of these tasks in this portal are things that you can do with very minimal tech setup. So if I go back to just the Hall of Justice tasks, if I go to tasks, so like environmental art concepting, this one is 2D art. And then the music curation and stuff, you don't have to use music software. You can actually just look for music and sound effects in some of the royalty-free libraries that we've provided. And for like finding comparable games, you can play games that you have available, or you can just watch gameplay footage on YouTube and do your research online. And you won't need Unity or any kind of technical setup there. Even for playtesting, you're going to be downloading an executable build of the game, which is just like the same you would download a game that you got off Steam. You're just downloading the app itself and then playing that. So you don't need any like technical setup of getting Unity to do that. Let's see if we have. Okay. I guess we're going to wait a few more seconds for questions here. If anyone has anything they wanted to ask about the Endless Studios platform. All right, so it seems like we're pretty good on questions here. And again, if anything else comes to mind and you want to ask questions, or if you just want to hang out and talk about games and stuff, talk about the projects, talk about what you're going to be interested in doing, feel free to chat with us on Discord. And if you have questions or need help with something, send an email or also talk on Discord. And thanks so much for watching, guys. Oh, another question? All right. So we have a question about when are the next live streams? That would be tomorrow. And then we have more streams throughout the week. And just on the platform, you can look at events and you can see the upcoming stuff here. So if you click see all, we can go to the events and you can see the schedule here. And so we have lots of stuff going on this week and in the coming weeks. Make sure to stay tuned for that stuff. And really happy to have you guys here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see your contributions on the portal. And I'm really excited to see how all these games turn out and what you guys contribute. Thanks so much, guys.